All right, how's it going, everyone? This is the week 11 update of building our Ryan Homes St. Lawrence. Yet another week has gone by, and we have more exterior and especially interior progress to talk about. So as far as what's taken place along the exterior in the past week, we have a few key things to mention. The first of those being the fact that the columns or trim work around the columns for the front porch have now been added to the home. So as you might remember from some of the past week's update videos, we did have steel support posts that were in place, supporting and ultimately holding up the roofline for that front porch. What's now been added are sort of the more visual elements to making that porch look a little more complete. So as you can see, they essentially boxed in these supports with this, I believe it's a PVC or fiberglass, some type of composite material around those columns, then added some additional cornice details and other things to make them fit along with the farmhouse style look that the Elevation L St. Lawrence has. Now these are also now in place, but you might notice the fact that we have an additional scratch coat that's been applied to the stone water table area, because this, at least in the coming days, is going to be installed. And in fact, if you take a look at what's sitting near the front porch at this point, all wrapped up in boxes, that is the Stoneworks ledge stone that will make up that water table. Now, apart from this, as we wrap around the sides and rear of the home, again, not too much progress to report on here. This has largely been in a fairly complete state, at least within the past couple weeks. However, some additional work that's now taking place along the exterior includes gutters and downspouts. So you will see this along all of the different eaves and roof lines of the home. And yes, if you're wondering about that little small gutter there with that downspout running down the middle of the exterior, that is actually not supposed to be that way. So that is something that we spotted pretty immediately upon seeing the home at this point. We did talk to our PM about it, and he's going to get that corrected with the gutter contractor. Again, another good reason to stop by the home periodically and ask questions when you see things that might be amiss. In this case, our PM was already aware of it and taking care of it, so that is another nod to him and the job he's been doing there. Now, as far as community progress overall goes, I didn't have a chance to fly my drone too extensively. It was very windy on this particular day. This was taken on Friday, February 7th. But as you're going to see as I pan around the community with some of these shots, we have even more homes under construction, and that includes at least 2 or 3 more homes that are now much further along in the framing stage. But that also includes a couple of new home sites on our particular block that are now underway, either getting their basement foundation dug or the foundation footings poured. So yes, even despite the weather and the pretty active winter I would say we've had here in New Jersey, Ryan's still making great progress on the community, and that is good to see. Now, as you're going to see here from above, you might notice spots on the ground that look a bit more cleared out in terms of where the asphalt will be poured for the driveway, or where concrete will end up going for the sidewalk, or the pad that will go from the driveway to the front porch. That work is supposed to take place within the next week or so as well. And so yes, that, the stone water table, painting the front door, and further continued work around all of the trim details, the gutters, downspouts. Still more to do along the exterior, but again, we have a very complete looking home at this point. But in this case, I really think the biggest difference you're going to see in the past week is along the interior. So let's take a little tour inside and see where things stand at this point. So starting off in the foyer here, of course, you're going to see one of the big things that's taken place are additional trim and paint details. You can see the banister and the spindles there for the main stairs and the railing. This is yet to be sanded or stained, but should be eventually to match the pre-engineered hardwood floors once those are added in. We have the City Loft white color that has been added as a base coat to all of the walls. This is a Sherman-Williams color and sort of the standard one that Ryan puts in all of their new builds. Here's we're taking a look at the library. Again, you can see also the glass doors have been installed for this room. Not yet in terms of most of the doors with any handles or anything installed, but the glass panes on the doors have also been covered to protect them as they're being painted. As a fun fact, these doors used to have what's typically known as muntins in them, so sort of a grid pattern along the window. Now it's just a solid sheet of glass. But as we leave the study here, we're going to see we are now in the family room, the breakfast dining area, and the main kitchen area. And again, much more trim and finish details in terms of the walls, in terms of also baseboards, all the trim work around the doors and windows. So those have been added as well and painted, at least with an initial coat of a white semi-gloss paint. And as you're seeing here, we're now finally getting a good look at the cabinets that have been installed. Yes, so in terms of the cabinets with this build and what we picked, I'll talk a little bit about that. So Ryan uses Timberlake cabinetry in at least, I believe, the vast majority of their builds. That is certainly true in this community. This particular finish is what's called Sonoma Maple Latte. So sort of a darker wood grain and pattern there compared to just a standard white kitchen. This was Ariel's choice. The kitchen is sort of her area, and I think this looks really good. We did get the black, sort of more modern hardware pulls on the doors as well. And as you're going to see here, the cabinets do have a soft close option with them. That is not a given with the cabinet choice with Ryan, so you definitely want to ask if, you're doing a cabinet upgrade, or you're just going with the standard cabinets that your particular community includes to see if that soft close option is part of their base cabinet package. You can see some of the main cabinets there also have those pull-out drawers, which is a nice addition. So as you can see here, cabinets have been installed all along the kitchen. That includes the island area, but we've yet to get countertops there. That'll be a quartz countertop that'll get added eventually. And of course, appliances have yet to be installed or delivered at this point. Now, one thing Ryan's builds tend to have now at this point is a trash drawer option. So see an area for trash and recycle and a dedicated drawer and setup for this that they usually put in the island towards at least one of the sides of the sink. Now, as we come into the main family room area, you're going to see, of course, the walls and additional trim area that have been finished here. Now, fun fact, if you watched my Week 10 update video, which I'll leave a link to above and in the description below that you can check out, you'll know that I mentioned that the drywallers at that point had covered over some of the electrical boxes and rough-ins for different areas of the home, and as you can see here, they are now digging out some of that. You will see here the fact that we have the mantle installed here for the fireplace. We have the slate surround added as well. Now, a fun fact around these fireplaces that a lot of people don't know, there is actually a dedicated battery backup unit that usually exists in the lower location below the fireplace in the little access panel area that you can use in the event of a power outage to actually light the fireplace and have that work and heat up your home a little bit. Not something that really gets discussed much, but I figured that was worth pointing out because I did see it out here in the open. Now, stepping into the area towards the right side of the floor plan in the St. Lawrence, you're going to see the study. So again, door has been added here for this. This typically does also come with a glass door. Now, in my particular case, I'm going to actually use this as my office. And so I did ask our PM if it was possible to change that out for a 2.6 door that just is a solid door with sort of the craftsman look like most of the doors in the home. And he did mention that that was something he could do. So a big shout out to our PM, Matt, for being amenable and flexible in terms of that. In this case, I'm going to use this room to do a lot of filming. And so having any light kind of bleed in from the hallway or, having to worry about blocking that out, it's just much easier to have a solid door in this case. So again, Ryan is not a custom builder, but when they can do little changes or modifications like that, and they're willing to do it, I think that's a really nice thing. So big kudos to our PM and what he's been doing for us thus far. So we have, at this point, you can see the powder room here. Not a lot to talk about, but they have added just a standard mirror in the room at this point. A pedestal sink and a toilet eventually will follow. And in this case, just popping out to the garage to take a quick look here, you can see some additional windows have been delivered as replacements. That'll fix some of the broken ones that are currently on the build. All right, so now as we make our way upstairs here, we have the main loft area, which again, with the base coat of City Loft, with all of the semi-gloss trim work. You can see the window sills have been added there, again, along all the windows in terms of the door trim details, so this is looking good. We have the owner's bedroom here with additional wall paint, trim work. You can see the crown molding along the tray ceiling there. And you can see some of the cement board. So yes, it looks like cement board that's going to be added into the bathroom areas for all the ceramic tile. So those wet areas and the shower, you'll notice a similar stack of cement board later that'll be used for the tub and shower surround in the hall bathroom. Now, getting our way into the owner's bathroom, you can see we have the main cabinet piece that's been installed here, along with the separate mirrors for both sets of that double vanity. Again, cement board to be installed for the shower location. Toilet has not been added yet. So one difference from the cabinet installed in the kitchen, where counters have yet to be added, is you can see countertops are installed in the bathroom vanities at this point. This is a silestone Ariel as the material, which we found a little bit humorous because, of course, my fiance's name is Ariel. So fitting package, we got the Laurent package in terms of the interior finishes, and that is what the bathrooms came with. Different counter than the kitchen, which is a quartz Carrera Marmy. And again, we can see here at this point what the owner's bedroom closet is going to start to look like. Of course, the wire shelving has yet to be installed here at this point, but if you do go back to that week 8 update video where we did have our pre-drywall meeting and inspection, which I can link to also above and in the description below, we did get an overlay of what that shelving layout is going to look like in the room, so that's important. All right, so here we have the laundry room. In this case, you can see temporary storage for a lot of materials, and you can see the cabinets along the wall there that have been added. Again, one thing with Ryan's cabinet selections at this point seems to be essentially the option you pick for your kitchen is going to be the option for your bathrooms for other parts of the home. So even if you did a two-tone option in the kitchen, that main cabinet, at least along the perimeter of your walls, that'll be the finish that'll be in your restrooms. All right, so here we have the main secondary bedroom. Again, additional trim details here. And the walk-in closet space for that room looking good as well. These rooms, pretty much most of the second floor, save for the bathrooms, which will be ceramic tile, will be carpeted. And this is the hall bathroom, as you can see here. So we have a double vanity, again, in the Sonoma Maple Latte finish with the black, more modern drawer pulls. And I'll do a little bit closer look here. We have the silestone aerial counters, which do have a little lip for them around the perimeter of the walls. All right, so now taking a look here at the other secondary bedrooms, you can see here, these rooms are looking good as well. Doors have been added for the closet. This room just has a more conventional bedroom closet, not a walk-in. And then as we enter the last remaining secondary bedroom, again, you're going to see some of the cement board material that'll be used for the hall bathroom at some point, but you can see the additional wall trim details here, windowsills, everything certainly coming together nicely. This room having a walk-in closet, but this room also having the attic access, so you can see some trim detail has been added for that. So as I mentioned before, handles not on the door at this point, but they will be added. These are also going to be in the Craftsman detail style, along with the door design themselves. Ryan included the Craftsman looking package for all of the homes here in the community, so that is the standard they are going with, at least with these estate home models. Now, something worth noting at this point is that you're going to see, of course, lots of different nicks and scratches, dents, marks on the wall, areas maybe where there's little patches of drywall missing or touch-ups that are going to be needed. This is all common. These are all things that, of course, we're expecting will get fixed and addressed later, either along the process by the painters, by the different carpenters, or that will get addressed at the blue tape point when they mark all of the little imperfections and deficiencies with the home that'll get corrected later. So not concerned about that at this point, but things we'll keep an eye on, of course. So here you can see we now have the finished basement area. You can see that 2/6 door there, which is used for the water and sewer cleanout access area. FSK insulation has been added into the wall, so this is all insulated. Don't have to worry about the pipes or any draft coming in from this particular door access area into the rest of the finished basement. And so again, it looks like a very roomy, spacious basement at this point. Not a lot of light here, but we will eventually once we have electric installed, which our PM did note the fact that electric has been run for one of the other homes, the Powell, that's been worked on and not far along or not far behind ours down the street. So there should be running electrical service to our home in the coming days as well. So we'll start to see and perhaps have some of this actually operable soon in terms of lights and some other fixtures once they get installed. So again, making our way further along the finished basement, you're going to see here we have the full bath in the basement. Again, Sonoma Maple Latte cabinets, the silestone aerial counters, and the mirror. Toilet to come at some point. And yes, the shower work still needs to be done. So again, more cement board that'll be added there for a ceramic tile wall surround. And then we have the basement bedroom option. You can see with the egress window there, with the hopper window to add in a little bit of additional light. And we have the closet for the bedroom there as well. Now, in the main utility area of the basement, you can see additional FSK insulation has been added, so that is good to see for this area. You can see still some more work to do, so the tankless water heater still needs to be installed. There's still some additional work being done here in terms of insulation. And so that's where we are with our week 11 updates. Certainly a little more exterior progress to talk about, but of course a lot more on the inside in terms of trim and cabinets. That was worth checking out, and I'm expecting a lot more to take shape over the next week as well. Now, hopefully this video has been of some help to you. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe if it has. Of course, feel free to check out the many, and I do mean many, other videos along this Ryan Homes St. Lawrence build process that are on this channel. And yes, of course, stay tuned because there are many more on the way. For now, that is all I have to say. So thanks for watching.